You know exactly what I'm talking about. You look in the mirror, you raise your left hand, and your reflection raises its right hand. But your head never ends up where your feet are. So, what gives? Why this specific switch? I'll give you a hint. The answer you're probably thinking of is wrong.
Most of us think we have this one figured out. It just feels intuitive, right? Obvious, even. But as we're about to find out, that piece of common knowledge is a total myth.
Yeah, we all kind of accept that a mirror's job is just to swap left and right. It seems self-evident. But the moment you actually put that assumption to the test, the entire idea just falls apart.
And we can absolutely test this. You don't need a fancy lab or anything, just a simple piece of paper. This is where that cozy, common assumption really starts to unravel.
So let's do it. Write a word on a piece of paper. Now hold it up so you can read it. Then turn it horizontally to face the mirror. You know, like you're flipping a sign over. In the reflection, the text is reversed, just like we'd expect. The letter on the left is now on the right. Simple enough. So far, so good.
Okay, but here's the crucial moment. Instead of flipping it horizontally, what if we rotate the paper vertically, like top to bottom? Our whole assumption about how mirrors work is about to get seriously challenged.
And look at that. When you turn the paper top to bottom, the reflection is upside down, sure. But get this. The left side of the paper is still on the left. The right is still on the right. The mirror didn't do a horizontal flip at all.
And hey, this isn't just some weird trick with a piece of paper. The exact same physics applies to our own reflection. So let's try one more little thought experiment.
Just think about it. If you did a handstand in front of a mirror, your reflection would be upside down, head at the bottom, feet at the top. But your left hand would still be on the left side of the reflection, and your right hand would be on the right. The mirror flipped you vertically, but it still didn't swap left and right.
So if a mirror doesn't just automatically flip things left to right, then what is it actually doing? Well, the reality is much simpler and way more consistent than we think.
You see, there is only one dimension, one single axis that a mirror consistently and always reverses, no matter how you turn an object in front of it.
And here is the real answer. A mirror only flips front to back. It reverses depth. Think of it like this. The light from your nose travels the shortest distance to the mirror and back, so your nose is at the front of the reflection. The light from the back of your head travels the furthest. The mirror is just reversing that depth.
A mirror has no idea what left or right even is. It's just a dumb surface. All it does is reverse things along that depth axis. The part of you that's closest to the mirror becomes the part of the reflection that's closest. That's the only flip that's actually happening.
Okay, so if the physics is that simple, just a front-to-back flip, then why are we all so completely convinced that mirrors swap left and right? Well, the final piece of this puzzle isn't in the mirror at all. It's inside our own minds.
Yeah, you heard that right. The left-right flip isn't a physical event happening in the glass. It's a psychological one. It's an interpretation our brain makes automatically, without us even knowing it's doing it.
The whole reason for this confusion comes down to our own bodies. We humans are built with bilateral symmetry, a rough left-right symmetry. We have a left arm and a right arm, a left eye and a right eye. But we are not symmetrical from top to bottom. I mean, your head is very different from your feet. This basic fact about our bodies is the key.
So here's what your brain does. You see your reflection, and you mentally imagine taking its place. How do you picture that? You don't imagine doing a cartwheel or flipping head over heels, do you? No. Because we're built to stand upright, our brain's easiest mental shortcut is to imagine rotating yourself around a vertical axis, like you're spinning on the spot. And it's that mental rotation that swaps your left and right. The flip happens in your brain, not in the mirror.
And that leaves us with a fascinating last question. If our bodies were built differently, say we were symmetrical from top to bottom like a starfish, would we then be convinced that mirrors flip things vertically instead? It really makes you wonder how much of what we see as physical reality is actually just a quirk of our own human biology. Maybe what you see isn't always what's really there.